Okay, so I'm Maria Hollins, I'm the CEO of Ann Summers. Our channels to market, we've got them all, I think it's fair to say. So we've got 90 retail stores, our own website, our direct selling business, and we also have quite a rapidly growing third-party business which involves the traditional wholesale route, but our growing part is actually direct fulfilment, so we're on a number of marketplaces where the order is taken on a third party's website, but we fulfill it.
Thanks, Maria. Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm Sales Director at Avon. I think for Avon, we're just starting on our omni-channel journey, and it's all about us expanding our product reach, primarily. Our relationship selling channel absolutely is at the core of our business. You know, representatives are at the heart of everything that we do, but our omni-channel strategy is about us opening access to more customers. The strategy itself that we're taking is very much one of a mirroring strategy. And what do I mean by that? Any new channel that we are choosing to go into, we are making sure that we mirror and give our representatives access to play in all of those channels as well. So for example, earlier this year we've gone direct with vendor model on Amazon. We also have reps who work on Amazon. We work with them collaboratively to make sure that they can play, that there's room for them in the buy boxes, that we work with them on ACEs. So that's very much making sure that omni-channel is mirrored in both parts of our business. You may have seen recently that we've entered into a partnership with Superdrug. Again, getting us access on the high street to a new customer base, a new demographic, a younger demographic. But what we have done is invested heavily in giving our representatives much better tools, branded merchandising, really good countertop display units for them to work with local community resellers, so really encouraging them to go into retail, so they've been given permission. Now, whether that is doing your own store, pop-up shops, and also as well, you will have seen on the news, we're now giving them permission and we're now working with some of them to go into a retail, a rep franchise model as well. So for us, it's about parity in both of our channels, and it's about overall growth and access to a new customer base and expand our product reach as a beauty brand.
I am Michelle McWhinney from Osborne Community Partnerships, which is the direct sales division of Osborne Publishing Limited. So we've been around a long time, so the company's been around 50 years. And us as a direct selling division have been around for 40 odd years, I believe now. So we have been sort of competing with our own products, if you like, that are out there on the market for a very long time, so it's nothing different to our partners. We try and work with our partners because you can't compete on price. As soon as they go online to price comparison with Amazon or on the high street with Works or online with Works, etc., they will see price differences on a very small selection of books. So we're emphasising the partners to go out and work with the huge selection of books that we have, the knowledge that they have that they can pass on to their customers, advice on what books are good for their children at the stage they're at, the things that interest them, etc. You can't get that from online purchasing, which is not our main focus. Really, the online side of things, a lot of our EU partners use that sort of social selling element as the basis of their sort of business, but the big sales and the volume sales are from working with schools in particular. So you get larger orders, you're giving up to 60% free books to the schools and a really personal service for each of those schools as well. So that's what we're trying to give the help with the training, the resources to be able to reach those, and also our marketing campaigns to tell schools and tell education that we're out there and what sort of service our partners can give to them. We also work with sort of local partnerships with businesses, sort of doing sponsorship for treasure hunts for books, so book hunts and that sort of thing. So there's all sorts of ways that they can sell books, but ours is definitely, for our division, is making the most of that face-to-face selling. So yeah.
Thank you, perfect. I think I touched this morning, obviously on my daughter and her growing up and how now that kind of almost they want the experience when they're shopping to do it. And I think it's safe to say when I was younger, I think one of my favourite parties was Nan Summer's party. I remember hoots and hollers and things being passed around rooms and holding bits and be like, this is amazing. Do you foresee the kind of party plan come back? Because it sort of stepped away a little bit, didn't it? Like there was that kind of moment. Do you think for Nan Summers this is a big push now moving forward?
Absolutely, and we've just gone through a big change in the channel. Zara, who's here with me today, was championing that. We've changed everything. We changed the commission plan, the agreements, the tools that our consultants have. There was nothing untouched. And that was really, we came to a point where, being honest, it's our least profitable part of the business. And we were kind of getting to the stage of, we need to either change it or close it. And we didn't want to close it. Is an incredibly important part of our business. Jacqueline Gold launched our party plan business 40 years ago, and we definitely wanted to keep that part of our business alive. So we've gone through this change. For our consultants, we let them sell how they want to sell. So they can sell virtually, they can do physical parties. We encourage them to do physical parties. Who doesn't like an Summer's party? So yeah, it's still a really important part of our business, and we are, as I say, really resetting it to go again.
Fantastic. And Tracy, yourself with Avon, do you think you'll see a renaissance of that kind of party gathering, or Avon's more always been?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I mean, our core business has been, the brochure business. We're absolutely committed to continuing our brochure, which is our USP, I think, in direct selling. We have nearly 1.4 million brochures out every month, which is higher in total combined than every female women's magazine in the UK, right? So our reach to customers through that is really, really powerful. But absolutely, we want our reps to embrace an omni-channel business in their business. So absolutely, parties, pop-ups, events. We've invested really, really heavily as well in training so that our representatives can, if they choose to, because it's their business their way, they can invest in their skills to become certified beauty advisors, and that's where the value of that relationship selling comes in. You can walk into Superdrug and buy an Avon product, but you can get advice, consultation, customised, personalised service through the rep, and it's why we've deliberately only put a curated range into Superdrug. If you want access to the full range of Avon products, that's only available through that one-to-one personal experience with a representative. And we're really making sure that our training and all of the tools that we give reps really support them in building an omni-channel business as well.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think post-COVID, so much changed in that period of time that actually now you don't go into the big, brand stores and see your, Clinique girl there doing makeup. It's not, that consultation side is missing now, isn't it, really? And I don't think we'll see that come back, because I think people shop very differently now, and it's not that sort of out for a whole day and peruse around your department store. So I think there's a really nice opportunity for everybody here in 2024.
And that's fun, right? Girls want to get together. They love, whether it's exactly the same with Anne Summer's products, or whether you're sitting around a table and you're having, demos on cleansers and skincare and how you can have, protonol, retinol treatments on your face. That's fun, and that's the power of the personal touch, that relationship selling, and I do call it relationship selling, not direct selling. It's the power of the relationship that really is the USP that our direct-to-consumer piece can bring. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Love that.
Just not a segue.
Thank you. Michelle, interestingly, actually, I know that one of my girlfriends in Portugal who's just moved out there, she came with a little child and she used Osborne Books to sell there to create a coffee morning and the local restaurant enabled her to go and do it because they brought in people for coffee and cake, which was great. But she's made so many friends. So I think sometimes that we, as an industry, talk about the money, but actually so much sometimes, isn't it? And yeah, interesting.
It's all about the community, and it's in our name, in the division, and it's all about adding our books. We've got very firm values, and we're trying to spread that goodwill. We've all seen the news about the reading achievements of our children in this country and the access to books that some children haven't got. And so everything is about those values, and you'll find quite a lot of, all of our partners love the product. We have a very good quality product. There's a huge range of books as well, so it's accessible to everybody at every stage. And I think that community spirit through having a pop-up in a local independent store or a coffee shop or a local place in the village. Some of the rural places don't have access to bookshops and things, so being able to touch, feel, open, see, share books with children in those sort of circumstances is an amazing opportunity. And as you were saying, I think from Avon we've got similar sort of ways of spreading this word, and I think it is up to our partners how they prefer to sell, but we're trying to give them the confidence to try new ways and sharing their passion for the product with more customers and with schools and different ways. So they might use their sort of templated website to have sales. They will have sales on there, but that will be because they've already built the relationship through an event they've run or a stall they've had somewhere else. So I think it always sort of starts with that initial face-to-face conversation and having that relationship, building that relationship with somebody.
Thank you. I'm going to be a little bit controversial now, potentially put you on the spot just a little bit, but it's all right. You'll do well. So I think it's safe to say I've made no secret that I've worn Anne Summers underwear forever. I did an Old and Over underwear campaign on my Instagram, so it's not breaking any news here. But I think for me, there was a disappointment when I used to always fly back and forth to go to Gatwick and buy, and then the retail store there obviously disappeared. So I think my question is obviously you've made lots of changes. How have your consultants taken those changes? And I'm going to ask the same question to you, especially to you, Abel, because I think it's different. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I was going to ask Tracy, how have my consultants taken it? Very mixed, I would say. So we have done a huge change in the channel. We gave our consultants quite a lot of notice that it was coming so that they could prepare for it. And it has involved them changing how they operate. So, very briefly, we've gone from 7 layers of a commission plan to 3, and we are rewarding the girls that do. Or I should say, the girls and guys that do, because we've just gone totally inclusive. Anybody can join. We've always historically been just about women, so we've opened it up to anybody. So, I would say some of our existing consultants embrace the change and are actually flourishing under the new commission plan. We have had a number that have jumped ship to Tracy. But that's fine. We're kind of like, what we're left with is the ones that really want to be with us. So yeah, I would say it's been very mixed.
I always think that lovely. I remember when I worked at Royal Mail and then someone told that story that the financial advisor goes in and says, the sales guy goes to the financial advisor and says, I need to train all of my staff. And the financial advisor says, well, what if we train them and they all leave? And he said, well, what if we don't and they stay? And that's how it is, isn't it? As you say, you're left with the people that can and want to be part of the organisation going through with your
Absolutely. And what we've also seen is the new people that have joined us have also, we've got them active faster and they're selling more. So yeah, we're kind of, as I said before, resetting the channel and looking to grow it in the future.
Thank you. Tracy, slightly different for you because obviously it's always been the catalogues hasn't been turning through, and now you've made this massive change. How's it?
Yeah, I think going from Avon's been in business for 140 years and purely as a direct sales organisation. So landing change, you know, it's hard messages to land, and people go through the change curve in very different ways, right? So I would say the same as Maria, we started having the conversations about this mirroring strategy with our reps and sales leaders over a year ago. And that's really, really important to bring them on the journey with us, and not everyone comes on the journey with you, right? And I think for anyone else who's looking to do that, don't be scared of that, right? You know, it's hard when you're in it, right? Really hard when you're in it. You know, we all get abuse. You know, I will be accused of being the death of the rep. You know, but you choose your path to success, right? And you know, there is the Superdrug decision was like Marmite. You know, some people have really embraced it. They see the value in the brand exposure that is giving them the permission to go out and talk to more people, to drop more books, to talk about the opportunity. They've got more pride in their brand because people are saying, oh my God, Avon's still around, we didn't know. I want to have a party, I want to see a rep, can you come and show me the full range? Other people will use it as an excuse or as a reason to fail. And that's their choice, right? They're self-employed people. You make your choice in terms of whether you want to succeed and grow, and we can give them every tool. What I will say is we have, you know, everything that I'm doing is really investing in their channel, right? So we've also put in new compensation models for our sales leaders, simplified that, but, you know, we've got more promotions coming through, we've got really stable recruitment. Our rep count is growing, so the change in Superdrug, we've not seen any impact to our representative sales. It's about more customers, it's about extending product reach, and it's about the business being able to grow with complementary channels and supporting each other. So we're investing more in their tools, in their recognition programs, in their rewards, in their platforms. We've got huge investment going in on their IT systems. So, but it's a continual journey. We've done workshops, we do face-to-face meetings, we do email communications, and we still have representatives who are not e-enabled. You know, we've got people who've been with us for 60 years plus. So we write to them, we put communications in their delivery boxes so that we're trying to reach and communicate with as many people as possible. But it is a difficult journey to navigate. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and there will be some casualties along the way, but it's about doing it really in partnership where you can, and working with the people that want to be with you. You know, I want to work with successful people who are ambitious and want to grow, because that's the future of our success.
Brilliant, brilliant. Michelle, a bit different for you, because obviously it's always been very multi-channel, hasn't it? So how do you ever find that moment where you're stuck feeling in between the rock and a hard place?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Particularly when there's like a special offer by one of the trade shops. So I think the example I was giving to the board was that, you know, we have the annual Advent calendar release, and put a lot of effort into our promotion to the partners of the Advent coming out, when it be published, when it be available. They set up their pre-orders with their customers, so they've got them all lined up. And then, unfortunately, like this year, on our trade channel side, they've done a deal with The Works, who actually bought less than us, division, by the way. And they discounted it to half price, which then the pre-orders all disappeared to go to the high street to go and get, or online to go and get their Works copy of the same product. So yeah, we obviously got quite a few inbox and calls from our partners from that one recently. But it's not a change for us. This is not, you know, we don't compete on, we can't compete on the price side of things. It is about the personal face-to-face contact, the benefits that we can give to children out there through the free school books that we can give through the scheme there. And our sellers that are out face-to-face, they don't see any impact from that at all, because they're running their market stalls, their pop-ups, or the other media that they're selling through. Some are very successful online, some are not so, but you will get that price comparison if you are selling online. But yeah, I think it's horses for courses, isn't it? What suits people. We're trying to give them as much notice we can about things, giving them other options, giving them as many tools as they can to be successful. And also it's all about building up that confidence that they can do it. And when you recognise the achievements of other people that are just like them, that are doing so well at selling in certain ways and sharing those stories, that builds up that confidence and the appreciation that, oh, actually, I could do that. And then they start trying. So I think if you can take away a bit of that fear factor and they can get stuck in, they can see that they can make, great inroads in selling in different channels they wouldn't even thought about.
I think just to add, one of the key messages we've tried to educate our reps and our sales leaders on is, as a beauty brand, we're touching so few people. In direct selling, we're only touching 2% of the customers who shop beauty. So, it's really important to put it into context. This is about access and growth. We're not trying, the challenge that always comes back to you is you're trying to steal my customers or take my customers. Absolutely not. I want you to have double the amount of customers. There is room for growth, but when we're only serving 2%, of a market, of a consumer market, we want to pick a piece of that pie, and the only way we are going to do that and future-proof their model, future-proof our relationship selling model. I want to protect people's futures, and it is if we really embrace a high-touch, omni-channel strategy. Yeah, and that's
Brilliant, brilliant. I think last question before we take questions from the floor for me is, from a more strategic point of view, how are you going to manage touching on the books there where someone goes and undercuts here, how will you manage your business? Will it be run in silos, or will you do a very multi-channeled approach for your marketing and sales?
Definitely multi-channel. So I've just done a restructure of my board, whereas I had previously different directors looking after different channels. I now have one that oversees them. So our approach is very much the customer will shop the channel they want to shop, and we want them to have the same experience in every channel. So that's really key to us. It's harder to control our wholesale partners, but every channel that we own, they get the same price, they get the same service. So for instance, our consultants, they are trained just as our store staff are trained, so they've got product knowledge and they're able to bra fit. So for us, it's absolutely key that it's consistent across every channel.
exactly the same for us, and I can see what you're doing even with your omni-channel training. We're doing the same. So, vertical, new channels, vertical channels, omni-channel support. So absolutely leveraging the same teams, whether it's, training teams who are training reps, absolutely in there working with Superdrug store managers, working with franchisees. So really leveraging and growing their experience, because, it's about talent development and personal development in our associates as well, that they're now really, we're leveraging them as omni-channel delivery agents, whether it's through our e-commerce teams, our functional teams, our activation teams, and our marketing teams.
Yeah, thank you. Bit of a different experience for you, Michelle, I'm hazarding effort.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's all about brand awareness, you're saying right there. So we're very keen, obviously, to spread the word about our books, and so it has a knock-on effect from one channel to another, doesn't it? So even if our partners are out there spreading the word about Usborne and sharing those books, that will mean that there will be more sales of our books through other channels, because as we all know, we go to a shop, we view, we touch, we have a look, and then we have a look online to see where else we could perhaps get a better deal, perhaps, that type of thing. But I would say that, our partners come into the business knowing that the books are sold elsewhere. The retail price is the same for all of the books, but we can't control those retail stores that decide to understaff the discount stores that are making pennies on these, or loss leaders on some of these ranges. They don't have the range of books that we offer. They don't have the experience that we offer as the direct sales. There's so much uniqueness about our direct sales division that they offer so much to the community, and I think those values and that brand awareness through everything that's done across the channels just increases sales across the board, so it's got to be a good thing.
Brilliant, thank you all so much. We've got a couple of minutes left. Is there any questions from the floor that anyone would like to pose? God, there's got to be at least one. Yes, go, Max.
Hi, it's a question to Tracy, if I can. Tracy, I'm very interested. You talked about, I wrote it down, certified beauty advisors, the training that you're having. I'm interested to know, how is that done? How is it helping your reps in finding customers and growing their beauty business?
Okay, so obviously we have a real mix, you know, in our representative base, from very traditional brochure distributors through to highly competent social sellers and influencers, you know, really just social selling. But one of the things we really want to do is, you know, upskill all of our representatives and give them the opportunity to really understand our products, the value of our products, so it's putting product first. We launched this year our Beauty Advisor program. It is a global program. It takes time. It's at least 3 months for you to complete our online content. You have to produce portfolios. You have to attend in-person workshops, but you are certified at the end of it. It's as good a qualification as anyone can get coming out of a college in terms of a beauty qualification. And that's amazing, right? We're opening access to people to that level of training for free, and we're upskilling people and giving them the confidence. What does that, you know, we give them brush belts, we give them beauty advisor chairs, it gives them the confidence to go out and do consultations, not just to sell a moisturiser, but to sell a skincare regime, to be able to competent to do makeovers. So, you know, and now these representatives that have chosen to go down this path, and we have about 1,000 of them, so it's still in its infancy, about, you know, 3% of our representatives, but, you know, they're seeing the impact it's having on their sales, they're seeing the impact it's having on growing their customer base, they're going out and doing individual consultations and now taking orders for £100 plus, whereas an average brochure order could have been £20. So, and that's giving them that omni-channel choice. It's not for everyone, but it's a real tool and skill and confidence booster that is making a big difference, and we're continuing to invest in that and grow it, and we're even launching Beauty Advisor Expert this year, so that's taking it to the next level. It will take people 6 months to become an expert beauty advisor. This is like going to school, but that's the power of what we can do, and that's how the relationship selling aspect becomes even more valuable. And that's why Superdrug, Amazon is not a threat. They've got skills that you can't buy in a transactional process in a shop. So that becomes their USP. So we're very excited about that.
What I love about this sector, and it still blows my mind, and about the DSA, is that you sit in a room of potential competitors and share that level of information, which is absolutely breathtaking. I applaud you all for it, and everyone does it, because I think you know that your people are your people, and they love your brand, and it's the same. But I love, and it still amazes me that people are willing to be open and speak so openly in a forum. So thank you. Anybody else? Yeah.
This is a really weird question.
Oh, I love weird questions.
Sorry, it's from Tracy again. Just picking up on something you said about you gave your market partners like the brush belts and the this and that. Is that kind of like a thing? Sorry, I'm from an 8, so also in like the beauty space. Like something you give them, or like something they rent or they buy, or
So we only open access to those tools, like, you know, brush belts, beauty advisor t-shirts, you know, their uniform, yeah, which they only get those once they're certified. So, you know, you have to join the club and do your homework and upskill before you open access to that. But for all of our representatives, providing them with the right sales tools, either through incentives, either through, you know, you can earn these or you can buy these, is really important. So giving really investing in the professionalisation of our brand, whether they're doing a market stall in Bromley Market or whether they're doing a pop-up and have hired a shop for 3 weeks in Stockport. We want to make sure as well our brand and our brand perception is at the heart of what we're doing as well. So from countertop displays to shop, you know, we've literally, they can buy a shop in a bag from us, you know, and that gives them much better tools to professionalise their business. That's important that everyone has access to those as well. So that's been a significant investment piece. We've got our new branding, and we've invested a lot in brands this year and TV advertising. We need to follow that all the way through, right the way to that representative who is doing their Christmas fair next to Osborne Books, for example. Yeah.
Thank you. We've got time for one more. One more question? Yeah.
Hi, as for Maria, with such a drastic change to your comp plan, you then said that your new starters are starting faster and making more money. Have you introduced more money at the lower end, or how has that actually happened?
Quite the opposite, actually. So we used to have a plan where your first sale, you automatically got 25% discount or commission. We've actually introduced that there's now a threshold, so a consultant has to do £100 sales in order to trigger. Because what we were finding is we had an enormous amount of personal shoppers, which the admin around that is just, it's tiresome really, and there's no money in that. So we have introduced that threshold, and I think what we have done as part of this change is we've invested in training tools, we've simplified our app, we've had a complete system overhaul, we've got access to training online, so it's very much a self-serve. So I think we've made it easier for our consultants to get started, and they have to hit a certain level to earn any commission at all.
Brilliant. Thank you. Well, I hope that's been useful. I for one, have learned a whole load up here. So thank you so much to our amazing panellists. Please all give them a round of applause. Thank you.